face-off for Notre Dame. The great Petey Lasalla for Virginia.
Straight up and down. I'll tell you, relax. Down.
Officials today, Brian Luxinger, Tim Luxinger, and Douglas Donovan. And hopefully we do not have to say their names again. Will Donovan off the face-off wings, the All-American, only a freshman, and Notre Dame to work on offense. The star power.
Hey, move down, move down. All right, guys, down.
Notre Dame wins the second face-off, 2 for 2 at the X. A good early sign for the Irish, and it's Colin Hagstrom taking both face-offs.
Third meeting was the counter, and now Notre Dame kind of mixing it up with Lynch at the draw.
And excuse me, that's Jack Simmons with the goal. The Virginia transfer had 3 last week in the quarterfinal win against Johns Hopkins. Face-off violation on Notre Dame. Virginia ball. 3 face-off violations in 1 half, and the offended team goes man up. And this is what Virginia does with Petey Lasalla. They keep him out on offense. First loss of the season. 6 wins by double-digit goals. 10 of the 12 wins for Notre Dame by at least 5 goals. However, Virginia has been their Achilles heel. Cavaliers own the only 2 wins against Notre Dame this season. And Petey Lasalla maneuvering the sideline and brings it into the attack box for the Cavaliers. Grayson Soliday, who tore his ACL in the quarterfinal last year, only to return for opening week this year.
This is what separates Petey. He's able to track ground balls, soak contact, and stay on. Notre Dame right now has to play 5-on-5 because of the concern of Petey Lasalla.
Virginia does a wonderful job, obviously winning faceoffs, and then in the sub portion. Okay, so Soliday is a defensive midi, but he stays on and sniffs it out. Petey stays on. Virginia's constantly attacking, whether it's in settled sets, off of faceoffs, on their clear. It's all gas, no brakes, and you see it on that transition goal, that delayed sub goal.
Virginia #1 in the nation in goals per game, more than 17.5. Notre Dame close behind at #3, almost 16 goals a game.
And for Soliday, sweet pay dirt. After coming back from me to you, Anish, it feels like it's gone about 120.
It's also the release, too. Look how quick it goes from the headspace area to out of his stick.
It's like Kesnick on 2 cups of coffee when we started this morning, Kark. Three unanswered by Virginia. He scored 2 of the 3 for the Irish today against his old team. Will Lynch escapes with it for Notre Dame. So Notre Dame already giving Hagstrom and Lynch pretty much even turns against Petey Lasalla.
All those types of moves for moments like this.
Nobody in the history of college lacrosse at the D1 level has taken more face-offs than Petey Lasalla. He wins the opening draw of quarter #2. Face-offs even at 4 apiece. Possession advantage to Notre Dame.
Goalie thinking.
Hagstrom this time will battle with Lasalla. Jose Boyer off the wing. Over to Tevlin, shoots low. Nunes vetoes. Terrific outlet up ahead.
Telegraphed that shot.
Cut with his left hand. You think, he's got no angle, but he rips a twister and Xander Dixon does the same exact thing on the opposite side.
Cormier telling us yesterday he prefers when there are bodies around him and when there's contact. He feels more at home versus catching a ball all alone. And Lars Tiffany wrote him a little bit as he was walking by during our conversation saying,
Huddle, tell his defense, if Schellenberger has the ball at X behind the cage, lock off. That means they're worried more about him passing than dodging. And if you're Schellenberger, you can go to the rack and don't expect a quick slide.
Yeah, neither of those options sound great if you're a defense against a number one.
Of Entenmann.
Positional versatility is something McIntosh gives you as well. He can slide between attack and midfield. Notre Dame getting the wings involved, and Lynch off the deflection, able to come away with the faceoff. The Irish have held their own at the Faceoff X so far.
You think about these weekends, Kark, when a great team plays a great team. The top 10 players.
Was a 6'4", 6'5" midi for Notre Dame, who went ham championship weekend.
The Motor City Hitman, right? Sergio Perkovic.
He had, what, 5 goals in that overtime loss to Denver in the semifinals? Somewhere in the studio, Bill Tierney remembers exactly. Kavanaugh is out there for Notre Dame to begin the third quarter. Petey Lasalla, Will Lynch at the Faceoff X. And Virginia controls it at Saladay. He's hounded. This is what Notre Dame does. You can win a faceoff, they get after you, and they win possession. So people will target Notre Dame's overall faceoff numbers sometimes as we get a procedure call against the Irish for playing without equipment. But Kark, we see this a lot. People target Notre Dame's faceoff numbers. It's not really a true measure of possessions.
No. Oftentimes they're under 50%, but they're always over 50% if you off the roll.
31st goal of the season for Eric Dobson. All 3 of his tallies unassisted. Lynch, the face-off win for the Irish. They have neutralized Petey Lasalla so far.
Why the stoppage there?
Due to an equipment issue, we're told. Was not a procedure call for playing without equipment. Now Chris Kavanaugh will initiate from X.
Or playing with equipment that doesn't match.
On the doorstep, Griffin Westland denied. Now
Blue, he's got his stick on the gloves, in the numbers. I mean, he is right there. A, most teams don't throw that pass. And B, who can finish that?
Dixon earlier this year had a 6-goal game in South Bend. His 61 goals, a single season Virginia record.
Notre Dame winning the ground ball war. That's big. That is big.
It was 2-0 Notre Dame, and then since Virginia tied it at 2. 3 goals, 2 assists today. He gets credit for that one. Connor Schellenberger, for his career, averages 6 points per game in the NCAA tournament. And you got to remember, that includes a quarterfinal game last year against Maryland where he did not score.
Gravy. Man, a win today and on Monday would mean the world to this program, still hunting their first NCAA championship.
Petey Lasalla has had his work cut out for him today. One of the best face-off men of all time. And Notre Dame's done a nice job against him. It's been pretty much even at the X. Paul, this half alone we have seen Virginia's Matt Nunes make a save from the shoelaces of his foot. We've seen a Virginia goal score off the stick of Marco Napolitano, a Notre Dame defender. And then Cormier has a ball go off the stick. It ends up with Garneau, who's right there for the slam dunk.
I mean, how many fluke goals are you going to give up in one game?
One reason being it's a left hamstring injury. He doesn't want to put too much pressure on that left hamstring. If he was shooting right-handed, he would. So you see him favoring the hammy by shooting lefty.
Now he is a natural lefty, which does bode well. Out of bounds. It belongs to Notre Dame. The Irish are winning the face-off battle today.
Winning the ground ball battle. But their settled offensive sets are kind of stagnant. Honestly, they have 2 assisted goals. They're not getting multiple pass looks.
Virginia up by 2 for the first time today. Both Kavanaugh brothers a bit wounded. Chris, a cut to the head. Pat Kavanaugh has been limping since the end of the first half.
Was the fuel for this year's fire.
Pat Kavanaugh is a big New York Rangers fan, and he wears quite often a 1994 Stanley Cup hat. That was the year the Rangers won it all. And if you remember, there was this taunting refrain that Ranger fans heard that year, 1940.
1940.
A reminder of how long it had been. Well, Notre Dame, Kevin Corrigan, the Kavanaughs, every player, every fan that roots for the program is tired of the taunt. There is no 1940. There's a never. They've never won a national championship. This is a program that, while the Notre Dame brand is about as big as it gets in college sports, this lacrosse program had to grow. It had to develop. They didn't always have the Big East or the ACC. They languished in the Great Western Lacrosse League for years. They were an outlier geographically. The consensus is, Quentin, we've said it, this is their best chance. Petey Lasalla, not so fast. 11-9 Virginia. Cavaliers eyeing an empire.
Talk about an outlier. That's what 23 in white is for Virginia. No player at his position at the face-off in the NCAA tournament had more goals this season than Petey Lasalla. He operates from all over the offensive zone like a whirling dervish attackman.
You got a pair of Fogos going at it. That's like a Braveheart. That's like a mini Braveheart there, Kark.
I mean, it's unbelievable. He's got the low center of gravity, his upper body. He's jacked. He was a high school football running back star. Tough as nails, and he is just a match-up nightmare because what he does after he wins the face.
A yard sale. And it's Noah Chismar out of the Tempest. Noon sets up the clear. Both teams have cleared well. Only one failed clear by each side. 8.5 to go, a 2-goal lead for Virginia. Winner gets Duke on Monday.
It was almost as if they were playing a zone behind it, and we're going to try to maybe change the look, but that was just poor execution defensively.
Now it's Lynch and Lasalla in the limelight. We'll get a hold on Virginia. Notre Dame ball. Lars Tiffany does not like it, and the Irish a chance to tie. We are tied for the 8th time this afternoon. Both semifinal games going down to the wire. Lynch and Lasalla. A hold against Notre Dame. Since Petey Lasalla stepped on campus, Virginia is 11-1 in the NCAA tournament. He's his first goal, and now Notre Dame's got to figure out a way to solve Petey Lasalla. They've done a good job of it all game. Lynch and Lasalla, and it's Lynch. The Irish have a timeout, and they use it. 42.1 to go in regulation. Kevin Corrigan, after last week's win against Johns Hopkins, had described this season as a quest. The Golden Domers searching for this El Dorado.
Don't beat the whistle. Wait for it. Down.
Lynch and Lasalla once more. Now the wings get in. It's Saladin. Popped into the air. Has some English on it. Donovan looking to scoop it out. It comes to Ramsey, the sophomore, the All-American. Notre Dame out of timeouts. Final seconds. Up ahead to Fake. 7 seconds. Fake. Run back to the restraining line. 2 seconds. Simmons. Time runs out. We go to overtime for the second time today.
Is this
Lasalla for his career has 38 goals, 8 of them coming in the NCAA tournament. In 2019, during Virginia's run to the first championship of the Lars Tiffany era, they beat Duke in the semifinals here in Philly in double overtime. Ian Laviano scored the game winner. Lynch and Lasalla once more.
Get out of here clean. 0-0. Let's do it, boys.
Lasalla had it for a moment, lost it. Ground ball. It comes to Lynch. Let's see if Notre Dame uses its timeout. Both teams get a timeout back. And Ramsey brings it into the attack box. That's what you have to do to call a timeout. Kevin Corrigan will try to draw up a play.
Lasalla looks like he's got an angle on this. Watch his track. The dive. That is a playoff ground ball. That is the definition by Will Donovan of selling out for a ground ball in the playoffs. Watch him leave his feet. Kind of turn the corner on him to make sure he doesn't push him or trip him. And then Lynch does a wonderful job chasing it down.